Credit Union One offers everything you need to get the most out of your accounts every day. With digital banking, you can pay bills online, set up personalized budgeting tools, easily transfer money between accounts, and more. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days sooner when you set up direct deposit. Get started at cu1.com. Credit Union One free checking has everything.
Welcome back inside the fabulous pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The starting lineups presented all season long by Intermountain Health, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. More than 17 points a game for Jaden Henley, the top scorer, the UNLV transfer for Grand Canyon. On the Lobos side, the fabulous freshman Jake Hall with 5 20-point performances this season. That is a brand new all-time single-season record for a Lobo freshman in program history. Couple of quick keys for each team. My partner's Hunter Green. What's most important for each team, partner?
Yeah, Grand Canyon offensively, they want to get to the rim. And then, of course, defensively, they want to restrict ball movement. Don't let the Lobos get rhythm, especially Jake Hall. New Mexico, you want to take care of the basketball because the Lobos can defend, and they'll steal it too. And then, of course, offensively, defensively, you want to keep the ball out of the paint.
Officiating crew tonight, Mike Littlewood is the lead man, Kevin Brill and Ian Caldwell alongside him, Thomas LaBouillon in the center circle for the Lobos, and F.A. Demerel for GCU. The Lopes win the tip. Brian Moore Jr. brings it across the timeline. Lopes and Lobos, first time matching up as Mountain West basketball foes. Grand Canyon just joined the league. The composition of the conference will change significantly next year. And there's the first Lope turnover. Caleb Shaw, the son of the assistant coach, throws it into the first row. Casey Shaw, an assistant for the head man Bryce Rue, is his father.
Both teams very strong defensively. Going to turn you over. Yep. Now Chol.
This is the freshman Hall at the elbow. Stops, pops, all the way, 15-footer. He's so good mid-range.
He is. You know, it's funny. I was talking to the coaching staff. They really aren't high on mid-range or long twos, but Hall knocks them down, so you got to let them take them.
2-0 New Mexico, a minute into the basketball game. Hard right-hand drive and to the reverse for a left-hand layup. Pretty move from Caleb Shaw.
Getting to the paint, that's what the Lopes like to do.
Bullion. At the top rebounder in the entire Mountain West Conference. Got it stripped, got it back, 10 to shoot. Tomislav, hard left hand bounce, finds a corner three for Hobbs. Yes, indeed.
The Lobos played strong defense all the way to the end, except letting that ball get out to Hop for the three. They do a good job of cutting off the passing lanes that time. Bullion had to take it to the hole.
Aubrey's going to pick up a personal. First whistle of the basketball game. A little too aggressive in the backcourt here on Moore. You know, Luke Hopt doesn't take many three-point shots, Hunter, but he's a very capable shooter when he's wide open like that. Both teams hot right now. The Lobos winners of 10 of their last 11. Wing jump shot is no good. That was Henley at 6'7", such a long lead guard. Great hustle defensively there by Demirel to deflect that pass. The young man from Turkey swatted it out of bounds.
The 21-year-old young man, freshman, long and gangly that time, got back defensively and deflected it out of bounds.
A fixture on his national team as a youth. Catch and shoot for Hall off the inbound. Unlimited range for Jake, but that one doesn't go. Lopes could get even with a triple. Wide open corner three on the way. Rims out. Pretty good look there for Moore. 33% three-point shooter. Doesn't shoot a lot. It's only made 6 this year. Boyan screens for Hall. Jake at the foul line, leans in, got some contact, and converts. Oh, the freshman is so sneaky when he puts it on the wood.
A little up and under. Hall gets it done.
He's got a deep bag of tricks, doesn't he, Hunter?
Yeah. Well, you know, the scout is, you got to be in his face. You can't let him shoot it, right? They get up on him, and he knows he's going to have that type of pressure. He feels it, uses the head fake, draws the foul. Hall, the freshman.
The Lopes, winners of 5 of their last 6, already have 2 road Mountain West wins in that stretch. Going to be a tall order to get one in the pit tonight. Hall converts the old-fashioned three-point play. He has 6 with the Lobos 8. It's New Mexico 8 and GCU 2.
The Lopes haven't lost on the road in conference play.
5 of the Lobos 8, my apologies. Tough off-balance 3 up against the shot clock. The reverse putback from Demirel is no good. Hall at the foul line. Boy, he's such a tough one. Jake Hall's on fire. Give the young man 7. It's a 6-0 Lobo run, and a Grand Canyon timeout is taken. Hall on fire early, Hunter.
And this is against a really good defensive team in the Lopes. And Hall playing in that area, that no man's land right around that free throw line extended. That's a tough area to guard because you really can't get much help.
He's scored 7 without the aid of a 3 so far. That shows you the versatility, the mid-range game. He converts one of them for an and one. Dangerous young man, 23 there in the cherry. Fit in the white and turquoise.
I'm sure Coach Drew is talking defense over there.
The use it or lose it first half 30-second timeout for Bryce Drew, the author of The Shot. Yep. When he was at Valpo, the incredible 3-ball that got his team to the second round of the NCAA tournament. They defeated Ole Miss that day, and that team would go on to the Sweet 16.
It was like 95, 96?
1998,
98.
They were 13 seed when they knocked off Ole Miss as a 4 seed.
Put Valparaiso on the map.
His father, Homer, of course, a legendary Hall of Fame college basketball coach. 22 years the head man at Valpo, and both of his sons, Scott and Bryce, would ultimately coach Valpo after him. Now Bryce, the head man for GCU, matching up with Lobo first-year head coach Eric Olin here tonight. 10-2 New Mexico, out of the timeout called by GCU. Here's Henley into the paint. Yeah. His reverse layup rejected by the Rock. Where's the whistle?
Picks up a personal foul. I think it's on Rock. Ooh. TJ Rock, 7-footer. Yeah, got him on the wrist right there.
Okay. Thought Rock might have had another block.
Henley's so crafty, the way he's able to use those high ball screens and then, of course, pin his defender behind him, get to the rim.
So commonplace, of course, in the transfer portal era. Jaden Henley is working on his 4th program. Started at Minnesota, 1 year there. Then to DePaul for 1 season there. Last year, an outstanding campaign in the Mountain West for UNLV. And now, as a senior with GCU, 2 free throws. He reached 1,000 points for his career back on December 22nd when he posted 29 for the Lopes against IU Indy. Oh, JT Rock was not looking for the pass from Tenet, and the Lobos give it away, their first turnover. 10-4, New Mexico lead is a half dozen. Breidenbach can shoot it, and he does.
Breidenbach.
12% from three-point land this season, but you can't leave him. He shot it much better than that over the course of his career. He started at Nebraska, then 2 years at UW in Seattle, Washington. Hall's shot blocked. Here's Hopped down the rail. Offhand runner, no good. Rebound, Breidenbach. Wilhelm Breidenbach, a graduate at 6'10", 235. Traveling violation, turnover, Henley and the Lobos. Timeout on court. Lobos on top 10-7, and Jake Hall on fire early. 7 of the Lobos, 10. As New Mexico sprinted out to an 8-point edge. They lead by 3.
At Jiffy
Lobo basketball on Altitude Sports is presented by Intermountain Health, helping people live the healthiest lives possible. And by Ford Trucks, built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. New Mexico sprinted out to a 10-2 advantage to start. Jake Hall exploded for 7 of the first 10 for UNM. And now Grand Canyon has answered with 5 in a row to get back within 1 possession. New Mexico ball on the inbound into Javis Miller. Gives it to Tenet. Lobos have gone to the bench. Dribble handoff from Rock to Hall, right in front of Coach Drew in the GCU bench.
Asking for a travel, I think.
Chol screens for Hall. This pass to the corner to Miller is stolen. Nice anticipation by Henley. Henley with the floater. No good. Rebound. Miller for UNM. Tenet stepped on the sideline. And New Mexico giveaway their third.
Maybe a little nerves by the Lobos. Unforced turnover right there. Got to pay attention to details, right?
Makai Williams comes off the bench for Coach Drew. More than 12 points a game. Another three ball straight on this time from Brighton. Bach is too strong. Tenet, another terrific freshman.
He's got a mid-range game too.
Had his defender on skates there at the elbow. Foul on GCU. It's going to be on Breitbach.
Breitbach, the 6'10". Brad.
Catch and shoot for Chol off the inbound. Bounces over the top of the backboard. Chol has made a three in every single Lobo contest this season and shoots it extremely efficiently from 37%. Lobos Utah State transfer point guard Dayton Albury back on court. Three-guard lineman with Albury, Tenet, and Miller for UNM. This is Williams handling the ball for the Lopes.
New Mexico in that man-to-man, they're switching.
Henley, big size advantage on Tenet. Misses, elbow left extended. Chol clears. This is Albury across the timeline. Miller, 7 threes on the road trip through Colorado. Missed that one. Absolutely on fire. With 3 against Colorado State and 4 against Air Force.
His corner 3 is against the zone. He's knocking them down.
The big fella can shoot it. Wusu, Anane.
First name, Nana?
Yep. Gotta honor him. 33% three-point shooter. And he's made 15, so it's not a small sample size. Miller bumped. Whistle on Stromer. Third on the Lopes. Bouillon back on the post for Rock for New Mexico and Coach Olin.
Bouillon, the 23-year-old freshman.
Tenet down the rail. Stripped. Whistle.
The little fella Tenet gets in that paint. Good things happen. Either he's getting fouled or he's finding his teammate. Or he's trying to dunk on you at 5'10". He's got hops.
Indeed he does. Lob dunk against Air Force on Saturday was highlight reel stuff on the feed from Aubrey. This is Aubrey down the left rail, blew the layup.
And that's what Aubrey wants to do. It's similar to Henley. I mean, they both want to get to the rim. That time, Aubrey gets there just too strong off the glass.
13-minute mark, first half. Lobos 10, Grand Canyon 7. No points for the Lobos in 3.5 minutes. None for the Lopes in 3 minutes. Talking about two outstanding defensive teams. Both of them in the top 30 in terms of defensive efficiency. Stromer pull up, 14-footer, no good, rebound, Chol. This is Miller with the goatee across the timeline. Chol on the take. Double team to the deck. Last touch by Tenet.
Good defense by the Lopes that time. Lobos don't even get a shot attempt.
Owusu Anane with the strip. thing you saw Joel do a little bit at Air Force on Saturday was put the ball in the wood. And in fact, he did it on the road trip in a way that he really hadn't done it all season in terms of setting the table, diversifying his game a little bit. 5 assists over the 2 games at CSU and Air Force. Had not had a multi-assist game the whole season before that. Catch and shoot wing 3, rims out. Basketball tapped it to net. Shaw got a good look. Lobos have numbers. A lob for Chol and a whistle. Dangerous foul right there by Shaw.
Yeah, almost took Chol's legs from under him.
We've got timeout on court. The Lobos 10 and Grand Canyon 7. And New Mexico heading to the foul line on the other side on Altitude Sports.
Our mission.
Lobos off to a nice start in league play under first-year head coach Eric Owen. Conference play started pre-Christmas. 4-1 in conference for New Mexico. .57 mark here, first half. Lobo basketball, 24 on the timer, out of the timeout. Boyan catches the inbound, working on a 7-footer. The jump hook is short. Hop saves it on the baseline. Aubrey taps it to Hall. Hop splits defenders. Right-hand runner short, but he's fouled, and Luke Hop will go to the line.
That's what Luke Hop likes to do. Puts his head down and attacks the rim. I'm sure that was part of the scouting report. And he goes in amongst the trees and gets fouled.
Interesting that New Mexico did not get free throws on the foul off the lob as we went to break, but they get free throws here for Hopt. A lob, by definition, is a shot, isn't it? I mean, if you're fouled on the catch, you're catching it and shooting it all in one motion.
I'm not sure he even caught it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he went for it, but so if he put hands on it, maybe, but
he was certainly attempting to catch it. Luke Hop converts 2 free throws, and the Lobos end their drought.
We call that hearing footsteps. He heard footsteps.
That ends nearly 5-minute scoring drought for the Lobos. GCU hasn't scored in more than 4 minutes. Lobos up 12-7.
I have a feeling that's the kind of night we're going to see. Both excellent defending teams.
Grinder kind of game.
Yep.
Beautiful little step back 3 right there from Makai Williams. And he can really stroke it 33% on the year. That's his 25th made 3. A strip by Henley. Boyan got the loose ball. Henley goes and ties him up. And New Mexico have it on the arrow.
A lot of deflections there. A little tussle between Boyan and Henley. Who wants it? It's a 50-50 ball. Boyan gets there, but Henley ties him up. Chippy.
21 seconds to shoot. Off the inbound here for Hopt. Goes it out high to Boyan. Bouillon screens for Auburn. Auburn splitting defenders, and there's Hop in the corner. Contact.
You notice how Hop created the contact right into Demerol, the 7-footer.
That ends a 5-minute field goal drought for UNM. Lobos 14, GCU 10. Williams high off the window.
Nice rise by Williams.
A long ball and a layup for Makai Williams. Started at UT Arlington. Hop lost it. Steal, Owusu Anane. Lobo turnover, number 5. One of your keys, Hunter, take care of the basketball.
Right now, Lobos have 5 turnovers.
Henley finds the cutting Demerol, and he knocks Bouillon to the floor. Thomas Love was set. Offensive foul on Demerol.
I'm not sure if he was set outside the restricted area or inside. Maybe we'll see it on the replay here. Maybe Thomas Love got away with one. Man, he had 1 foot. Looked like
his heel was on the line.
Yeah.
GCU's already been whistled 7 times. Lobos going to have a lot of free throws the second half of this first period. Hall catch and shoot. Banks it in. He'll take it. Don't have to call it. Lobos 17, GCU 12.
Here come the Lobo fans getting out of their seats. They like that one.
Number 1 3-point shooter in the Mountain West, Hall, nearly 3 makes per game. Owusu Anane blows the bunny. Rebound, Chol. Hall with a transition 3. Nope. They'll rotate it to the corner for Aubrey. Yes!
Nice ball movement. We talked about that again as a key for New Mexico, being able to create ball movement and rhythm for jump shots.
Speaking of rhythm, Aubrey's starting to find it a little bit from three-point land. He's almost to 30% on the year. Somebody's got to get in front of Makai Williams. Another take to the 10. Aubrey blows by Williams with the help side defense, and he backs out. He's got the big. She's going to try to take him. Cut off on the block by the 7-footer. Hall spins off the screen from Bouillon. Now to Thomas Slav. He'll take it. Too strong from 3. Rebound into the lead guard, Jaden Henley. Blocking foul on Haupt.
Haupt's got a tough assignment trying to stay in front of Henley. This time Henley tries to go from right to left, and Haupt picks up the blocking foul.
Haupt's first. Team's third. Big disparity in fouls so far. 7 called on GCU, just 3 on New Mexico. Dusty Stromer sprained his ankle in their Saturday win over San Jose State. He was the trigger man on the inbound there. Weren't sure if he was going to play tonight. Obviously, he's okay. And he can shoot it. 35% three-point shooter with 19 makes on the year. They need him. Here he is. Looks over the screen. Elbow jumper. In and out. Hop wins the carom. The trailer is Rock. Stripped at the top. Good defense by Owusu Anane. Transition 3 for Henley. No good. Miller tracks it down for New Mexico.
Fans yelling, shoot it. They know JT Rock can shoot that 3, and he finishes at the rim.
Gorgeous dime by Hall. There's a little pick and roll action.
JT Rock.
Rock has been fabulous since the calendar turned to December. And it has continued after the first of the new year. Lobos equaling their largest margin of 8. We're up 10-2 early, now on top 22-14. Big fella wants the corner 3. It's too strong. Rock stripped it away and hopped this foul. They're going to get Williams.
How about the hustle out there? The little man
The Lobos knocking down the triple early. 3 for 7 as a squad from distance. Sometimes you use the window. Sometimes it's a swish. Very solid start to conference play for the Lopes in their first in the Mountain West. 3-1 beginning to league play, and you can see good road work. Victory in the Dome of Doom at Wyoming, the open league play, and that runaway win, dominant performance against Boise State on January 7th. That was at Extra Mile Arena in Boise. That's a result that really stands out when you look at the conference schedule early on for Grand Canyon. That road win over Boise State. Luke Hopp misses the front end of a 1-on-1, and it's cleared by the Lopes. Henley finishes.
And that's what he does well. He's so strong going to the basket and finishing. Henley with an and-one opportunity here. See how he seals off his defender and how he gets in front of him, and he's then trailing, gets in and takes advantage of his body and angles.
Not often that the Lobos play someone who draws fouls at a higher rate than their outstanding point guard, the Utah State transfer Dayton Albury, but this man, Jaden Henley, is that guy. One of the most prolific drawer of fouls in the country. Converts the old-fashioned three-point play.
Coming into the game, he shot over 94 free throws. There's Tannett. Talk about a mid-range game. The freshman Tannett can shoot it at
Talking with Coach Olin this week, he was really emphasizing how he wants Uriah Tannett to look for his offense more.
And because Olin's not a big fan of that long two or that mid-range game, he's allowing Tannett to do it because he's so good at it.
And part of that, of course, is he wants Tannett, when he drives it, not just to drive to look to pass, but also to shoot. Wing three, no good from Shaw.
Bodies flying on the floor. 3 of them.
Oh, blocked from behind. Good defense by Henley.
How about the defense there by the Lopes?
Lobo lead is 7. The Lobos and the Lopes for the first time as Mountain West foes. Shaw up the ball screen, no good.
Wow, deep.
Miller wanted the catch and shoot 3 in transition. Loose ball foul on Hopp, number 5 on New Mexico. Luke Hopp's his second.
Not sure that was a foul. How was there an advantage gained there? Maybe some incidental contact, but they both were going for the ball, and I don't know.
So Hopp out and Chol in. Got to be careful with Hopp. Your other connectors, Coach Olin likes to call them, Luke Hopp and Chris Howell, the 2 connectors, the table setters, the Swiss Army knives, if you will. Howell is missing his 6th consecutive game Chris Howe, a starter, dealing with an oblique strain right now. Catch and shoot for Henley on the wing. 8 for Henley to lead his team. Hall with 10 to lead all scorers for the Lobos. Nice. There's Tenet. Foul circle jumper is no good. Bouillon called for a loose ball foul.
I thought maybe Williams was holding Bouillon and Bouillon pushed him away, but it's always the second guy getting caught.
The student section not happy with the referees. That's never happened before, has it? Five and a half to go in the first. Lobos by 4. Henley refuses the screen. Gets into the logo, and he's fouled. Might have traveled.
He's so
Fans
good.
think he dragged that pivot foot.
He's so good at drawing that foul with the head fake, and then, of course, creating the contact, coming underneath Bouillon right there and drawing that foul. Like I said, coming into this game, he shot 94 free throws.
So Tomislav Bouillon picks up his second. Bouillon dealt with some foul trouble, 4 personals in all at CSU a week ago. And JT Rock delivered fantastic minutes off of Coach Olin's bench, and he'll be asked to do so again here today, it appears, as he takes over for Tomislav. 20 minutes against CSU Tuesday with Bouillon in foul trouble. Rock, 7 points, 6 boards, 2 of them offensive, had a block and a steal.
Henley makes both. He's perfect from the free throw line, 5 of 5.
And that's another note on the Henley line, is that not only does he get to the line and shoot a lot of them, but he makes most of them. 80% free thrower on the year. Rock screens for Aubrey. Rock can catch and shoot it. Yes, indeed. Rock has a layup off the screen roll. Rock has a triple now on the pick and pop. Lobos by 5. 4:45 to go, first stanza. Elbow jumper is good.
Or
Norfolk State transfer. He's also at his 4th collegiate institution. Brian Moore Jr. Lobo lead is 3. Javis Miller finds Chol between the rings. Now Tenet at 5'10", can jump out of the gym. Dribble handoff to Aubrey. Here goes D.A. Leaves it for JT.
Aubrey set the table for the big fella who throws it down. JT Rock.
Aubrey started the season looking to score. Aubrey has recently really turned on the helpers. Looking to pass a lot more. That leaner, no good from Williams. Aubrey sprinting coast to coast. Reverses it in.
That's what he does well. Taking it from end to end and finishing at the rim. Aubrey.
5 for Aubrey now. Lobos up by 7. And there comes the pit crowd. Lobos, their bench thought there might have been a 10-second call right there. Getting it over the timeline. Henley works on Chol. Tough step back, Jay.
Wow. Over the longer Chol, 6'9" Chol. Henley knocking it down on the baseline.
A dozen. That's a deep transition 3 for Tenet. Slams off the square.
I think the defense from the Lobos have the Lobos extended, shooting longer threes than they normally would.
Catch and shoot for Owusu Nane. Can't leave him alone.
It's like practice. Just ball in the air, feet in the air, catch and shoot, stroke.
His 16th make of the season. That pass went right through Chol's legs. Transition for Henley. Oh, Davis Miller took it away.
Lobos got 6 turnovers. Now the Lobos have 5. This is a defensive battle. We knew it would be.
This is one of those rock fights, partner.
Yeah. Look at that.
One 7-footer over another. And Demerol comes out of that confrontation a little gimpy.
Fist bump by JT Rock, getting the fans going.
Step back triple for Williams. Rebound Rock. Chol, foul circle J, in and out. Rock had a hand on it. Last touch by GCU.
Couldn't squeeze it. Let's see how Aubrey sets the table for JT Rock with a two-hand slam.
With Tomislav Buljan picking up his second personal, about 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. JT Rock has taken over on the block. Love when he sets up at the dunker spot for the feed from DA. Dayton Albury with two helpers and two flushes for Rock. He's also mixed in the long-range shot. He can do it all, the big fella.
Yeah, I mean, he can stroke it, and he's just getting better each game that we watch him, right? I mean, his intensity and his ability to get open and score the ball.
Hall can't finish off the inbound there. We saw him convert one similar to that at Air Force on Saturday. This one came up just short. Grand Canyon clears it. Williams works off the screen to the left elbow.
That's tough. Williams off the bench. Putting in work with 9 points.
It's a 2-point game. Hop playing with 2 fouls. Rock in the corner. Dribble handoff to Hall. Now JT finds the back cutting Chol.
Nice ball movement by the Lobos. And the Lobos. Both teams moving the ball well here in the first half.
Coach Olin said that New Mexico might have to make some mid-range shots in this game. Grand Canyon is so good defending at the rim.
And because of the size, the length.
Shot clock is down to 5. Good pump fake on the baseline. Wow, that's terrific work up against the shot clock by Brian Moore Jr.
Head fake and a fade. Head fake and kind of fades right into it. Moore.
Long 2. .3 ticks remaining and timeout taken.
Got to go the length of the court. So Coach Olin's probably trying to draw up something here where he can maybe get get it to a guard who can get it up to maybe JT Rock. He's got the length. He can throw it up high. He can turn and shoot a three, maybe. I don't know that you have enough time. Maybe if you're Albury, he can go from end to end in about 4.3 seconds. He's got the quickness.
It wasn't too long ago, you called it, Hunter, when you said, just put it in the hands of Uriah Tenet.
That's right, yeah. They may go there, too. Let's see the pressure here that the Lopes are putting on them. They're going full court man-to-man.
Tenet catches, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. That's a deep three. SCD!
May have gotten away with a little push off there with the left hand, but Tenet finishing strong.
Fantastic freshman Uriah Tenet. Slammed on the brakes, let him fly by, and knocks down the triple as the horn sounds.
Test.
Lobos will carry a 38-33 advantage into the halftime break. We're going to hear from New Mexico Interim Athletic Director Ryan Berriman at the intermission from the fabulous pit coming up. Lobos 38, Grand Canyon University 33 at intermission on Altitude Sports.
So that's the first half. New Mexico brings in a 3-point as time expires as they come in halftime with a 5-point lead. Throughout the game, New Mexico had 8-point leads 3 different times during the game, but just like Wyoming in their game against Nevada in our stream 3 days ago, Grand Canyon's just hung in there. As this is also Grand Canyon's first year in the Mountain West, the first meeting of the programs in both their school histories and conference play. New Mexico is 9-0 in home games, undefeated on their home court, 4th in the Mountain West in rebounding, averaging 34.3 rebounds per. And then also, the Antelopes, Grand Canyon, is 3-1 in Mountain West play. They've scored 75 points per game and has outscored opponents by 8 points per game. New Mexico has made 45% of its shots from the field this season, which is 3.7 percentage points higher than Grand Canyon has allowed to its opponent, as Grand Canyon to their opponent has allowed 41.8, so pretty stout defense. Grand Canyon's averaged 6.7, made 3-pointers per game this season, 1.5 fewer shots on average than the 8.2 that New Mexico allows. So these two teams match up pretty well, and it makes sense that both teams are at the top of the standings, 38-33, again, your halftime score. But let's look into the standings around the whole league. We did this a couple of days ago, but we did have a couple of games, big games, and also the rankings have updated since our last game, Nevada and Wyoming on Sunday. You can see the Atlantic 10, Dayton, St. Louis, James, George Mason, they've led the league. They've been leading the league for a long time. St. Louis 15-1, George Mason 16-1. In good position for some auto bids or at-large bids should they not win the conference tournament auto bid spot. The ACC, very close. Duke took their first loss of the weekend, but then you have Clemson 22 and then Virginia at 16. North Carolina is up there. Louisville is ranked. You have the Big 12. Arizona has taken number 1 overall seed following Michigan's loss. They're 16-0. Same with Iowa State, also at 16-0. UConn at number 3. They're at 16-1. Winners of 2 of the last 3 national championships. Seton Hall also comes in ranked. Nebraska, your fairy tale team, still undefeated. Big surprise for them. Purdue and Michigan always up there. Same with Michigan State. You can see some of the more mid-major conferences. The Mountain West standings. So the winner of this game will go into 3rd place in the Mountain West standings. The loser will fall behind Nevada at 5th. This is big because the top 4 teams get first-round byes in the conference tournament. Here are the SEC standings. Vanderbilt, also a fun surprise, 16-0 as well. As you can see, a bunch of ranked teams coming in after them. The SEC is going to be a gauntlet every single year. And then you can see the West Coast Conference, Gonzaga, St. Mary's, your typical leaders year in and year out. So here is this bracket matrix, 68 brackets, which is basically a bunch of everyone can submit their own bracketologies. That includes ESPN, Fox, CBS. So 68 brackets, and you take the average seed, and it's basically just like the consensus, what's the general agreement. Michigan used to be the top overall seed before their loss on Sunday, so Arizona takes over that spot as the number 1 overall seed. As you can see the list coming down here, Utah State and SLU are some of your mid-major champions who are above some at-large bids. And then you can see the last 4 in are UCLA, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, and Ohio State. First 4 out are LSU, New Mexico, who's in this game, looking for a win over Grand Canyon, Baylor, and Mizzou. So we did this last time, we're going to do this again. You have about 10.5 minutes until halftime is over, and we are going to predict this bracket. Basically, the first overall seed in each seed line gets their pick-up preference for the region that they play in. Obviously, the 1 seeds are arranged by the first overall seed Arizona, then Iowa State, then Michigan in the bottom 3rd quadrant, and Connecticut in the 4th, and then everyone else going down from like the top teams for each seed line. So Duke, Nebraska, Illinois gets their first pick and location. So in this case, I was just like whoever's closest to the 1 seed. And so that's how I set up this bracket. We're going to predict it, and then we'll go back into the second half. So Virginia Tech, Ohio State. Do you think Ohio State takes out Virginia Tech? Grambling over Howard. UCLA, I think, has enough firepower to go past Oklahoma State and then Vermont to take out Long Island. Vermont's been a tournament mainstay for past couple of years now. I have Arizona over Grambling. USC takes out UCF. Arkansas over Tulsa. And Texas Tech over Utah Valley State. Arizona over USC, and Arkansas over Texas Tech. But we're going to take Arizona to the Elite 8. Texas A&M, I think, can get past Tennessee. A nice SEC matchup, should be very close. Houston, I think, can get past Hawaii as well as Texas A&M. Wisconsin over SMU, and Gonzaga over Portland State. I do think Gonzaga gets past Wisconsin, gets into the Sweet 16, continues their streak, I guess, of 10 Sweet 16 appearances of the last 11 years. I know their streak was broken the last year, but they had a streak of 9 straight seasons in the Sweet 16 in the seasons before, and I think Wisconsin gets past. I said Gonzaga. Gonzaga gets past Houston. But I do think they will fall to Arizona. Arizona will get into the Final 4. Down here, I think Connecticut gets past Vermont. Seton Hall gets past Auburn. You have a matchup between UConn and Seton Hall. Both teams are ranked. Both teams are actually playing right now, but Connecticut's blowing Seton Hall out of the water as we speak. Yale, I think, can get past Virginia. Virginia's really gone upset a lot these past couple of years. North Carolina takes out Liberty and also Yale, and I think they will fall to UConn. Villanova over Ohio State, Michigan State over East Tennessee, Georgia over NC. Actually, no, I'll do NC State. NC State's had a good couple of deep runs in the recent seasons in the NCAA tournament, and I think Duke gets past Quinnipiac from the Metro Atlantic Conference. I do think NC State can upset Duke. I'm going to ride them out for a while. Michigan State, Villanova. Ooh, that's a good one. College basketball I feel like it just feels better when Villanova is good, but I just trust Michigan State more at this point. Also to get past NC State, and I think they can take out Connecticut as well. Michigan, I think, can beat Navy. Then you have St. John's beating Miami. Louisville beating Murray State, and Alabama beating High Point. Louisville, I do think, can get past Alabama. And then that sets up a matchup where they'll play the winner of St. John's and Michigan. three very, very storied teams in college basketball. Maybe I would consider St. John's, but I do think Michigan is just a safer bet. I do think they can also get past Louisville. Florida over Miami of Ohio. BYU over St. Thomas. St. Mary's over Kentucky. Kentucky's really struggled in the NCAA tournament as of late. Really can't seem to get out of the first weekend. Purdue over Wright State. I'll take St. Mary's over Purdue. Purdue's known to getting upset a lot in the early rounds as well. And I will take Florida over BYU and St. Mary's over Florida. Maybe it will be a nice Cinderella run. St. Mary's has always been pretty good year in and year out. Just a shame that they get overshadowed by Gonzaga in the Western Athletic Conference. But I do think Michigan takes out St. Mary's. So in the top right quadrant, we have Iowa State, Iowa getting past SLU. Iowa State, big in-state rivalry. I do think Iowa State can take out Iowa. Kansas over McNeese. I'll take Hofstra over Illinois. Hofstra and Charleston and UNC Wilmington are pretty much the top three teams year in and year out of the Colonial Athletic Conference. I do think Hofstra gets their season-defining, probably program-defining moment, winning the first-round game against Illinois, but I do think Kansas can take out Hofstra. Then that sets up a Big 12 matchup in the Sweet 16. I do think Iowa State beats Kansas. We have about 5 minutes left until the second half kicks off, so I'll get you to that game quickly. Clemson beats UCLA. Nebraska get past Arkansas State. That would also be Nebraska's first ever win in program history, first ever March Madness win in program history. I do think Indiana gets past Utah State and Vanderbilt over Austin Peay. And also, all the teams that you see, the teams that are bolded are your projected conference champions. I should have said that at the start. So obviously, you have Utah State that's bolded, Vanderbilt and Austin Peay all bolded. Indiana is not, because they would have received an at-large. And I have Vanderbilt over Indiana. And then Clemson over Nebraska. I just trust Clemson over Clemson, but Iowa State moving past Vanderbilt. So in your Final Four, it sets up Arizona, Michigan, Michigan State, and Iowa State. I do think Arizona can get past Michigan State. I'm going to ride Michigan over Iowa State. Sets up a national championship between Arizona, the first overall seed, and Michigan, who is actually the first overall seed this past weekend before their loss. And I do think Michigan can get past Arizona. I picked Michigan in the bracket 3 days ago in the Nevada-Wyoming broadcast, and I do think Michigan can get past Arizona. But what are your thoughts? I would like to know in the live chat. And you can drop that down. I'll be responding and reading what you guys have to say. But right now, at this point in time, I do think Michigan can win this national championship come April. So that's going to be it. There's about 2 minutes left before the halftime. I'm going to get you out to the game, and I'll catch you in the next one.
At Jiffy Lube, we care about your time. We do quality oil changes with a careful vehicle review.
Great, I'll just catch up on emails.
And we do it fast.
All set. Can't thank you enough.
Jiffy Lube.
Oh, the pogo stick stunt team. Those are true daredevils. I had to look away a few times. They are something else. Halftime coming to a close here in the legendary pit with New Mexico in front 38-33 at intermission. Top scorer, Jaden Henley with a dozen for Grand Canyon. Jake Hall went for 10 to lead New Mexico in that column. Well, Hunter, certainly a rock fight in the first half. Physical and low scoring.
Yeah.
But two teams in the Ken Palm ratings in the top 30 in terms of defensive efficiency. Kind of what we anticipated.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I mean, it's anticipated a low-scoring game because of that, right? They're both, I think, between the two of them, top 45 in defense. So, yeah, I mean, that's to be expected. That's why both teams are successful. Lobos haven't lost at home here in conference play, or at least the last 20 games. And, of course, the Lopes they've won all their road trips games in conference play so far. So this will be their first loss if they lose here in the pit. So, tough matchup.
A huge get for the Mountain West Conference to bring Grand Canyon into the league and get them in even a year before the transition of the league with the 5 departing schools leaving for the Pac whatever next year. Grand Canyon already getting a head start as a Mountain West stalwart here in 25-26. This is a great basketball program to have in the league.
Oh, no question. I mean, they ran the tables in the WAC, and now coming into, the Mountain West Conference after being in the NCAAs, the last 3 years or 4 of the 5, right? I mean, it's very impressive. So, no, they're definitely, adding value to this Mountain West in transition conference.
No question about it. Vocal student section here in the legendary pit. They love their fat heads, don't they? You never know what you're going to find over there from game to game either. They have quite an arsenal.
I don't even think school's in until, next Tuesday. That's pretty good turnout.
That student section is packed. Both teams with their full allotment of 3 second-half timeouts. Grand Canyon basketball off the arrow. They'll start the second half with it. Moore works off behind, ball screen, gets the switch. He's going to take Chol off the dribble and score it.
I didn't see the foul there, but nice finish by Moore.
Moore started at Northeast Oklahoma A&M, where he was a junior college All-American. Then he spent 2 years at Murray State before last season, 1 year at Norfolk State. He's from Harlem, New York, and this is how he described himself, Hunter, an aggressive New York City point guard.
Hey, I haven't seen one that's not.
Three-point play the old-fashioned way. Gets his team within a deuce. Foul away from the ball. It's Henley.
He actually just hopped right in front of the official. So could have been a warning, but I think the official said, yep, let me call this on you, Henley. You know I'm watching you.
Henley's first. Step back elbow jumper. Man, ball is so tough. Even the 6'10", 6'7", Henley couldn't get there to contest that one.
It's that step back. The freshman, Hall.
A dozen now for Hall. Pretty good seal right there by the Turkish big fella. And he got contact. Bojan's third foul very early in the second half.
How about the 2 quick whistles here in the first half inside?
Efe Demirel. He was part of the Turkish under-19 team that took bronze in the FIBA World Cup back in 2023. First free throw is good. 7'1", 240 pounds. Arrived on campus at GCU back in August. Played at the highest level in Turkey at the age of 20 last season. 2 free throws. 40-38 Lobos. JT Rock has checked back in with Bojan sitting with 3 personals very early. Left-hand layup from Paul is too strong. He avoided the shot clock, but couldn't finish it. That man can. Ryan Moore Jr.
Moore getting downhill, using glass. Lobos have to get back to contain him.
He was the mid-major player of the year last season, Moore.
That time Hop tried to get a little lob to JT Rock, who wasn't agile enough in the air, but tried to save it and went out of bounds.
7 turnovers by the Lobos now. They lead points off turnovers 7-3. New Mexico does. Demerel working on Rock. 7-1 over 7-1. First ball foul. I think it's Churn.
They got Hall on that one.
Jake Hall. Yep.
I think Saul left his feet, and Hall kind of came up under him, so.
Hall's first. 3 on the Lobos already early in the half. 3 ball from Owusu Anane, no good. With a passy dribble and a crossover by Aubrey into the paint. 7-footer cuts him off. Decides better of it. Hall's going to back more down. Another step back. Hall with 14.
We're starting to see the freshmen get loose. You know, it's not just a catch and shoot player.
Pull up for Moore. Rims out. Aubrey runs the break. Aubrey rejected by Henley, but a foul. Was it Moore or Henley? They're going to give it to Moore. How is Jake Hall getting this separation, Hunter, with that step back? That one is off of one leg. We've seen him do that a couple of times here lately.
Well, they've got to respect the jump shot. So they're trying to close out, but they, then of course he kind of dips into him, creates the space, drops that shoulder, and then goes off 1 foot, leaning backwards, creating the space.
We saw him do it in the painted area against Air Force on Saturday at Kuhn Arena. Off of one leg. First one good for Aubrey. The foul was the second on Moore. Was it Dirk Nowitzki really? Was he the one that sort of revolutionized the jump shot with that step back one-legged shot?
Creating that space. And he had length. Can you imagine having to guard that and try to stop that shot? That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
1 out of 2 for Aubrey. Lobos by a triple. Aubrey nearly with a take on. Henley's going to try to take advantage of the overplay. Sets up Owusu Anane. Layup is no good. Well defended by Rock. Loose ball to Hop. Hop will push. Luke to the rim. Oh! It's sent away, but it's a goaltend. Demerel swept it off the cylinder. Count the bucket.
I know they can do that in Turkey. Not here in the NCAAs.
17-minute mark. Lobos 45, Grand Canyon 40. Lobos have led by as many as 8 on a couple of occasions. Grand Canyon has never led. They got it even just a moment ago. The Lobos have scored the last 5. Shaw off the dribble handoff. Goes to the reverse. Couldn't convert with the English. And now Demerel is fouled on the stick back.
And Chol. Listen.
So Demerel tolls the line. Had an 18.7 rebound performance in his final game in the Turkish Basketball Champions League. Short with the first one. 74% foul shooter. F.A. Demerel. Good for 13 points and 8 rebounds in their win at Boise State. last week. 1 out of 2. Lobo lead is 4. Aubrey with a left hand. Aubrey blows by Demerel and lays it in DA with 8.
You see him do that in transition, but in half court, able to take it in and score it over the big fella, Aubrey.
Henley working on Hopt. Good defense by Rock. Demerel grabbed the loose ball. Couldn't finish it. It'll go over to New Mexico. Henley might have hit his head.
Yeah. Or maybe caught an elbow. But he is slow getting up. Here's Aubrey off the dribble. Finishing at the rim.
Aubrey now with 8. Paul leading all scorers for the Lobos with 14. 2 in double figures for Grand Canyon. Henley with a dozen and more with an even 10. Lobos by a half dozen. 16-minute mark and a timeout coming. Timeout on the court. Lobos on top by 6, 47-41 in the legendary pit. Lights up, lights down in the legendary pit. University Arena crowd on fire. 12,512, third largest this season, and that number will climb as we get deeper into league play. Regular home in the top 25 in attendance in college basketball. They did review to see if anything untoward happened when Henley took a blow to the head. They found nothing. Rock misses the straight-on triple. Henley clears it for the Lobos. Miller bumps him. Fifth whistle on New Mexico in the half. Second on to Javis Miller. No Lobos field goals for 3 minutes. New Mexico's defense is clamped down. Fabulous bench scorer Williams, Mekhi Williams, crossing over onto net. Tours the baseline and lost it. Pop stole it, and a foul on Owusu Anane. Second on him, third on the team. Tomislav Boyan checks back in with his 3 personals for the Lobos at the center position. Great minutes from JT Rock, big number 35, the 7-1 Iowa State transfer. Miller down the rail off the hall screen.
Good move. Nice, strong move by Miller.
Got Stromer on skates. Little contact. He went flying to Javis. Able to finish. Lobos equal their largest margin of 8, 49-41, 15-minute mark, second half. Hanley refused the screen. The screener pops for a triple. No good from Breidenbach. Foul's going to go on Owusu Anane over the back, climbing all over Luke, hopped right there, and it's his third. Fourth on the Lopes and a half. So two big men out there with three personals now, one on each side. This is one of them, Bouillon. The spin baseline, fouled at the end. Breidenbach called for the whistle there. Second on Breidenbach is the fifth on the Lopes, and Bouillon at the line.
Bouillon, when he's got his feet moving, that time he pivots and gets to the rim, good things happen.
Got the two top rebounders in the Mountain West in this game. Bouillon, 9.9. The number 2 rebounder in the league, Owusu Anane, second in rebounds at 9.1. Bouillon splits the pair.
First points of the game.
Just 1 point and 1 rebound for Tomislav Bouillon. No GCU points in over 2 minutes. A 9-point edge for the Lobos, their biggest margin. Still have not trailed. Wing three is good. Dusty Stromer, Gonzaga transfer. Last few seasons with the Zags.
Stromer's got a nice stroke.
Stromer's first triple is his 20th of the season. Bouillon working the baseline. Leans in on Breidenbach. In and out. Rebound Stromer. Tonette stole it away. Great anticipation by Uriah. Hops pass through the hands of Bouillon and a Lobo turnover. They're 8.
We're seeing some excellent defense here tonight.
Pocket pass to
Oh,
Breidenbach.
wait a minute.
Travis.
Yes, offensive.
They're going to call an offensive foul for the hook.
Oh, he led with an elbow. Let's see the replay here. There's a spin move, but watch the right elbow. See that? Yeah.
Player control foul. Breidenbach picks up his second. Number 6 on GCU. So the Lobos will be in the bonus on the next one. New Mexico has committed 5. Could be a lot of free throws down the stretch. Bouillon screens for Tonette. Tonette down the left rail. Shot fake by Chol. Cleaner. Yes.
Nice jump stop, under control, Chol for 2. That's a tough shot. Right there, dead center. Jump stop, knocking it down straight on.
Timeout Grand Canyon. Lobo lead is 8. Mexico 52, GCU 44. 13 minutes left in the pit. Antonio Chol has been an outstanding three-point shooter this season. There he puts it on the wood and gets to the rim. There's head coach Eric Olin coming off a 30-win campaign at UC San Diego in his final year in America's finest city. Combine that with the Lobos' hot start here in 25-26, and he is one of the highest winning percentage coaches over the last 2 seasons in the nation. Look at that, 43-8. 843 win percentage. Shire, Sampson, Bennett, McCollum, and Golden. You're talking about a who's who right there. That's heady company for Coach Olin. GCU left with 2 timeouts after Bryce Drew called one there to put a stop to things. Off the dribble, baseline jumper, no good from Stromer. Rebound Chol. Aubrey through the Shield logo. Finds the trailing Chol. Wants a 3.
Nice find, and you just talked about Antonio Chol knocking down threes.
Antonio Chol is the only Lobo this season to have made a 3 in all 17 games. And that includes the prolific three-point marksman, Jake Hall. Henley passed Miller.
So strong.
Is that number 4 on Bullion?
I think so, but how strong is Henley? I mean, through all the contact, gets to the rim, draws the contact first, and finishes. Henley, so strong.
So Rock will replace Bullion at the 12-16 mark as Bullion sits with his 4th personal. Both teams now with 6. And Henley with a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Short. Rebound Aubrey. Aubrey.
Oh, good defense. Williams came down with that. Love to see Aubrey and Williams going at it. 2 athletic guards, shifty.
Williams' 3rd, team 7th shooting foul. 2 charity shots here for Dayton Auburn. Utah State transfer, number 5 of the Mountain West in fouls drawn per 40 minutes at 6.5 per game. He has drawn 6 or more fouls in 4 games this year, including a season-high 8 when he went to the line against New Mexico State. A bunch back in mid-November. The season-high in free throw attempts is 14 against Alabama State late November when he drew 7 fouls. Made 12 out of those 14. 1 out of 2 at the line this trip. The Lobos have their largest margin of 10. Henley says, I'll take care of that.
Lopes for 2 of 12 before Henley knocks that one down.
His second 3, he's got a game-high 17.
Looks like they're showing zone here. The Lopes against the Lobos.
Coach Olin warned us there could be a little 2-3, a little 1-3-1. This is definitely the 2-3. And Uriah Tenet just carves it up.
Finds the gap, Tenet to the rim.
9 for Tenet. Check 7 for Uriah. Lobo lead is 9. Catch and shoot for the big fella in the corner. Rims out.
Off.
Loose ball foul on Demeril. Owusu Anane is not shy. And New Mexico will have a 1-and-1 at the other end when we come back. Lobos by 9. 11:07 left. There's your winner in the dance-off.
Now, I just want to see this guy at home practicing these moves in the mirror, right?
The fans loved it, partner.
Hopefully fully clothed, but look at him. He's feeling it.
Lobos up 9 at the under 12 break. 1-1 for JT Rock. Up and down shooting for both teams. GCU started 6 of 22. Then they went 8 out of 10. Remember that brief tie at 40? Rock converts the front end of the 1-1.
How important are free throws here in this
Massive.
game, right? Both teams will be shooting in the bonus here shortly.
And you talked about how New Mexico's defense has clamped down. GCU is 11 out of its last 14 from the floor. UNM, by contrast, they've made 14 of the last 20 from the field. Williams down the rail. Rock got a deflection there. I think he'll get credit for a block shot. Loose ball to Chol.
What's the call? Oh. They just kicked him out. Wow.
Back-to-back technicals.
Yes. Bryce Drew is out of here. He thought Williams got fouled going to the basket. And wanted the official to know it. He's telling them, blow your whistle.
Consecutive technical fouls in a heartbeat. Well, definitely mark it down. 10:51.
Hall missed the first of the technicals.
Back-to-back technicals. 4 consecutive foul shots. You would expect Jake Hall to find a little rhythm.
Pretty tough out there by yourself. When you're used
80% free throw.
Yeah, you're used to dapping your teammates after every shot.
One thing about it, and I completely agree with you, but a lot of times when you're practicing free throws, there's nobody around, right? You're in the gym by yourself, working on
If you're by yourself, yeah. But the routine and the way these guys shoot them in practice,
tap,
tap, you know. It's different, believe me.
This could be a huge swing. Timeout here, 30-second timeout taken by Lobo head coach Eric Olin. So Jake Hall gets 3 points in the foul line. That'd be a massive possession for UNM. It's a 6-0 run already. There's the first technical.
I think that was the second one.
That was the second one.
The first one, he kind of, he's telling him, blow the whistle. He wouldn't stop, so.
Thought we might have had a shot of both of them, but we didn't. They came in rapid succession.
Oh, back door.
He rises and rips on the blow-by.
Backdoor cut. Aubrey shaking his hand. He hurt his hand on the rim. He slammed it so hard.
Finish past Williams. It's an 8-0 Lobo run and a 15-point edge. Henley with an air ball.
How about that New Mexico defense? They are clamping down. 8-0 run. And of course, GCU just can't find the basket.
And remember, 5 of the 8 coming on one possession off of 3 technical free throws and the dunk. Shot fake by Hall. Now Albury. Short on the leaner. Henley rips it. Thought Rock might have had a dunk there. Williams at the elbow. Short. Got his own miss. Shaw. Yes. Big one. Ends an 8-0 Lobo run. Shaw's first. From distance. 5 points for Shaw. Has his younger brother on the team as well. Luke. His father, Casey, an assistant for Coach Drew. And the top assistant, he's running the show. Oh, Jake Hall has had a night. Hall with 20. Sixth time this season for the fabulous freshman to 20 points. That's the most ever by a Lobo freshman in the program's storied history. A 15-point Lobo lead. Usuanane, in and out, rebound Rock. A bump out front, Henley, popped, free throw. Second on Henley. Double bonus time.
I think they want to review. They think there was a personal foul or flagrant foul after the whistle. So the officials are going to go over and review the video here. Right here after Luke Hop, they whistle it and he gives him a bump there, a little
The
shiver.
previous sequence is under review.
Yep.
He didn't really extend the arm.
Well, he didn't,
But might have given him a little elbow.
I think that's a play on. I'm not sure if that was.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Boy, the Lobos have really been cooking from the floor. 5 of the last 6 from the field. New Mexico has absolutely dominated the last 3 games in league play. They have trailed in the last 3 games by less than 3 minutes of court time. Just 37 seconds trailing CSU on the road. Then they went to Air Force over the weekend. The Falcons led.
After review, there's no flagrant foul in the play. New Mexico will shoot a 1-on-1.
So no flagrant. I think it's a 2-shot foul because they are into the double bonus. He said 1-on-1. Yeah. But I believe it's 10-team fouls.
I think you're correct, partner.
It is a 2-shot foul. And of course, Grand Canyon has had the lead tonight. They briefly got it tied at 40. Early second half. And the Lobos have sprinted away since. Pop with 2 charity shots. The lead swells to 17. New Mexico's biggest margin. So Jake Hall with back-to-back 20-point contests. Tough step back jumper for Owusu Anane.
I think the officials are going to. Yeah.
They'll stay with GCU.
They're going to stay with GCU is exactly what they're going to do. Bouillon gets a hand on it.
To shoot as GCU inbounds in front of its bench. Off the dribble, step back 3 from Williams, no good, but a nice putback right there. Caleb Shaw.
Shaw in one motion in the air, grabs it and kisses it off the glass.
Joel at the elbow.
So difficult to guard Scholl with a long length.
Here's the back cut from DA and the right-hand hammer. Lobos by 15 in the pit. New Mexico in control, just inside 8 minutes left. Up 15 in the legendary pit. New Mountain West rival GCU on hand. Both teams came in hot. Grand Canyon winners of 5 of 6. Lobos winners of 10 of 11. New Mexico's 20-game home win streak, 6th longest in D1 on the line every time they hit the wood at Bob King Court, the famous pit. They've been protecting home court very well. Back half of last year, front half of 25-26, Antonio Chol. 2 free throws to get to 9 points on the night. He'll check out. But Javis Miller checks back in. New Mexico's just been on a roll. Since this game was tied at 40, they've made 9 of the last 12 from the floor.
How about the second half, shooting over 71% from the field.
Inside the arc there, Caleb Shaw with a deuce. Shaw has 9. Bump fake for Bullion. Checks for an and one. Bullion playing with 4 fouls. Nice patience right there to let Demerel fly by. Got him on his back. Got the contact. Got the conversion. 3-time Mountain West Freshman of the Week winner Bullion. His teammate Jake Hall standing on the foul line to rebound a potential miss. Is the reigning Mountain West Freshman of the Week. 4 times the Lobos have won the award. They have 3 freshmen averaging double-figure scoring this season. They're the only team in D1 that could boast that. Uriah Tenet is the other. Williams well defended by Javis Miller. Miller to Hall in the corner. Now Tenet on the wing. Working away to the 7-minute mark. Hall got the big on him. Got him in the air. Free throws for Jake.
Textbook.
You get that switch off the ball screen like that, just put it on the wood, right?
Comes off that pick and he's just says jump stop and he just puts that head fake up. I mean, when a shooter shoots as well as Hall, you know, defense wants to stay in front of him, and of course that's difficult to do, even though he's not that quick. He's just very shifty.
Back-to-back 20-point games for Hall. Second time he's done it this season. The only other Lobo to ever do it as a freshman, Kenny Thomas.
18.
Let's go. 7 minutes left. Lobos by 19. Wusuanane open. Just off. Rebound Miller. Bullion clears. Bullion converts. 5 for Bullion to go with 4 boards. And Wusuanane went in hard into the camera people down there.
Not sure if he took a elbow from Hopped. He's got one eye closed.
Wusuanane will get a breather, and Demerel will take over. Lobos up by 21 in control at the 6.5-minute mark. They've scored the last 6 in a row. Trying to make it 21 straight in the historic pin.
Can't say enough about the defense. Lobos defense just.
Pretty good defense right there by Henry in transition.
Stopping the ball.
Mexico will trigger it in with 26 on the timer. Tenet had the big 3 at the halftime horn. Here's Uriah. Off the Bullion screen. Wave off the shot, foul on the floor. Free throws for UNL.
Hold on, Williams.
4th on Williams. Uriah Tenet, 10-point performance against Air Force on Saturday. Talking with them, the lob dunk, where he scored on the feed by DA in Clune on Saturday. That was something that the 2 guards, the veteran Aubrey, the freshman Tenet, had talked about just a couple of possessions earlier, that they thought that was there. That was not the coaching staff, not the lob part of it. Coach Olin told me that, yes, they discussed that back cut and potential for a layup. They even were trying to get it with Bullion earlier in the game. It was the 2 guards that came together for that highlight reel dunk. You just don't see a 5'10 player like Tenet climb the way that he does.
Oh. And Aubrey, for that matter, right? Both of us.
No doubt. Stromer misses in the corner. Lobos by 23 after the 2 free throws by Tenet.
Miller.
Step back for Uriah. Rainbow jumper.
The little
Got in
fella.
his bag there.
Tenet. Again, that mid-range jump shot. He has it.
Lobos 4th in double figures. Aubrey, Hop, and Tenet all with 11. Hall with a game best 22.
Oh, tough break there for Tenet. I thought Moore stepped on his foot, lost the handle.
Changes for the Lobos. Hopped and Hall out. Joel and Aubrey back. Front end of the 1-and-1. Good for Moore. The score was 59-49 when that double technical was assessed to Bryce Drew and he was ejected. It came at the 10:51 mark. It was a 10-point Lobo lead at that time. It has gotten away from GCU since. Look at the footwork.
Yeah.
Help side defense, though. Block shot from Stromer. Lobos keep possession. Four and a half to go in the pit. That one short from Aubrey. Rebounded by Breitenbach. Ahead to Williams.
How about Williams running the floor? Henley with a nice find.
Timeout, Coach Olin. That'll leave the Lobos with 1. Timeout on the court. The Lobos on top, 81-60. New Mexico basketball. When we come back in the historic pit on Altitude Sports. It's time for our drive of the game, presented by Ford Trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. How about Dayton Aubrey getting the bounce pass on the back cut and hammering it with a right hand. Beautiful pocket pass from Luke Hopp on the setup. That was pretty, Hunter.
Oh, love to see the little guy climb and throw it down. That's off 1 foot.
Here's Aubrey, sporting a goatee. Oop. He's got some handles. Shot timer at 10. Tennett will take over. Wants a screen from Rock. He'll use it. Pull the 3. Off to the left. 21-point Lobo edge. Williams catch and shoot straight on. Tennett clears it. 4th rebound. Gang rebounding for the Lobos. Everybody who's gotten in the game has had at least 2 boards.
Yes. And how about Cho leading the way? Him and Miller, 6 each.
Lobos winning the rebounding battle by 7. Rock wants a 3. Yes! 13 for JT. That's his 2nd triple.
Bad for the 7-footer, 2 for 3 from the 3-point line.
What a touch for Rock.
And Williams again creates the contact, but doesn't draw the foul.
Rock with a new career high, by the way, the 13 points. Tennett was looking for him there. Foul on Uriah.
Yeah, Tennett wanted that one back. Climbed over Stromer and committed the foul.
1-1 at the other end. UNM 50% from distance in this game, 8 out of 16, holding GCU to 7 out of 24, 29%. And one of the other contrasts between the teams, New Mexico, the 3 is a massive part of what they do, making nearly 10 per game. 2nd in the Mountain West, 9.5 made threes per game. GCU shoots them, but not nearly as prolific. They're averaging 6.7 makes per game. That's 10th in the Mountain West. Front end is good for Stromer. Dusty Stromer, 6'6" and a $195. He's from Sherman Oaks, California. That's down SoCal way in the greater LA basin. He spent a couple of years at Gonzaga to start his career. 69 games and 16 starts over 2 seasons with the Zags. Got some valuable NCAA tournament experience for Coach Bew. Former top 40 recruit according to ESPN. Free throws for Stromer and he checks out. Lobos by 22. Two and a half to go in the pit. Brock with a good seal. Just a fraction.
And the fans wanted him to convert that one.
They're going to switch it up. Say last touch by New Mexico. Dayton Albury sits down. 11 points, 6 boards for DA. So Coach Owen will challenge this out-of-bounds call.
Is he practicing his challenges?
The last out-of-bounds play is being challenged.
We saw him use one on the road.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah, no, he was.
Great balance scoring for New Mexico here tonight. All right, let's see who touches it.
Ooh. Did Demerol touch that last? I mean, yeah, excuse me, not Demerol.
It's Breitenbach.
Breitenbach. I don't know right there. A little fingertip action. Or was it Tenet from the...
Yeah, initially it looked like Tenet's hand went between the Grand Canyon player's hands.
They got to get a different... They can get a different camera on there.
Mentioned the Lobos' outstanding balanced scoring here tonight, Hunter. 22, a game high for Jake Hall. Career best 13 for JT Rock. 11 apiece for the freshman Tenet and the veterans Albury and Hop, the transfers.
You got balanced scoring like this, I think that's a winning recipe, right? Especially when everyone's digging in, playing defense. Because to me, that's what won this game, or will win this game for the Lobos.
9 different Lobos have reached double figures in a Mountain West game this season. That's the most in the league, tied with Utah State. And overall, in all games this year, 11 different Lobos have reached double figures. The most since 2018-19.
The out-of-bounds call stands. It's Grand Canyon's ball. New Mexico will lose an appeal or a challenge and a timeout.
So the unsuccessful challenge, the challenge is lost, the timeout is lost. The Lobos have no stoppages remaining.
You know, but during that challenge, he had a timeout. He's preparing his guys. They're picking up man-to-man full court.
Lobos up 22.
They want to finish strong, New Mexico.
Tenet guarding Williams across the timeline. UNM will, it appears, win its 4th in a row and its 11th in its last 12. Williams has a baker's dozen after the layup there. Inside of 2 minutes. Hop's going to come and screen for Tenet. Moving screen on Hop.
He actually was not bad. He just, when he leaned, I think that's what caused the blocking foul or the offensive foul. Look at, yeah, he kind of dipped that shoulder to brace himself because Williams didn't see it.
He was coming pretty hard.
Yeah.
Hop's third. Hop clears the Williams miss. 90 seconds left. Coach Olin content to let that timer roll. Nice work by Tenet.
This is an opportunity for New Mexico, clock management and taking care of the basketball and getting what you want.
Colorado State has gone down on the road in Mountain West Place, 79-69. Tenet's first free throw is good. At halftime in San Jose, the Spartans have a 27-21 lead over Air Force. Boise State and UNLV will play a bit later. Just about to get underway. Tenet got them all, 3 out of 3, and the Lobos are up 23.
Williams have gone cold from outside.
Hop clears another Williams miss. We're inside of a minute. It's been all Lobos since the back-to-back techs on Bryce Drew. The 10:51 mark and a 10-point Lobo lead. Shot clock violation, no shot for Hop there.
I'm on mic. I'm going to feel myself want to go, clock, clock.
So the shot clock is off, and GCU's final possession will bring this one to a close. We'll hear from Lobo head coach Eric Olin in our post game. And the star of the game for New Mexico tonight, this young man, the freshman, number 23 in the cherry, Jake Hall. He'll join us as well. New Mexico has its 4th straight win. It's 11th in its last 12 starts. And an 87-64 victory over Grand Canyon in the legendary pit. GCU does not score over the final 2 minutes of the game as New Mexico closes this one strong and takes down the visiting Lopes. Their first trip to the pit as a member of the Mountain West Conference, and the Lobos are rude hosts. Send them out with a 23-point defeat. New Mexico is now 5-1 in conference play. The Lobos improved to 14-3 overall. Grand Canyon drops to 10-6. They are 3-2 in Mountain West action. And the Lobos now prepare for one of the toughest trips in the conference, Hunter, this weekend, and a Saturday date in America's finest city at Viejas Arena with San Diego State.
That's a tough one, but I think these Lobos are ready for it. I mean, I tell you what, they've gotten better each game.
New Mexico, a 23-point victory over Grand Canyon as they face off for the first time as Mountain West Conference foes, and we are privileged here post-game courtside in the legendary pit to be joined by Lobo head coach Eric Olin. And Coach Olin, my goodness, what a second half for your team. How about the momentum first that you get from Uriah Tenet's big three-point shot there at the end of the first half?
Yeah, he's a fun player. That was a big shot from him. We called timeout because we had to, and then we just said, hey, go down there and shoot. You know, he buried it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, his quickness, I figured it was, under 5 seconds. Very difficult for many players to get from end to end. So I knew he was going to have to heave one, and got away with a little push-off at the end, but he knocked it down.
Yeah, when he got the separation, he just banged it. But, we were bringing Jake behind him for, maybe like a little leave it for him for a deep one. Yeah. But Uriah got space, so he just made it. So either way works for us.
Coach, how did you get separation in the second half? Here's the replay of Tenet's play at the end of the first half, but you guys really did put the pedal to the floor there in the second 20.
Yeah, first couple minutes, we were kind of trading baskets, which isn't ideal for us. And then really we just started getting stops. We felt like we were forcing the right shots pretty much the whole game, trying to keep them out of the paint. Credit to them. They made some really difficult shots, ones that we feel like we can live with. And we just talked about, this place wears you down. If we just keep guarding them, and if we just keep forcing the same shots, their legs are going to go. Those aren't going to go in, and we just keep playing our game. And guys just continue to compete. Did a nice job.
You held them to 31 points here in the second half. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll take it. I thought it was a good performance on both sides of the ball. That's a great defensive team. They've been playing really good basketball of late, and to get to 87 here. And we left some on the board with the free throw line too. Like we could have probably separated a little earlier, but I'll try not to complain about that.
What's funny is the harder you play on defense, the more the shot goes in.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
You convince the team that, right?
It's all connected. If you get stops and then you get to run, then you're going to get more efficient shots. And if you can put it in the basket, then you get to get your defense set. Yes. And it's repeat for us.
Very quickly, before we bring in your fabulous freshman, Jake Hall, talk about him for just a moment, Coach.
Yeah, he missed that free throw of the technicals.
He's 6 or 7 from the free throw line.
But
come on, Coach.
Jake was awesome. I thought he set the tone. On offense. We knew, they play drop coverage, real size inside. We knew, we're not always hunting mid-range jump shots, but we knew we were going to have to take some. I thought Uriah and Jake both hunted them, took the right ones, it was big for us to get on the board early and kind of get going. So, credit to Jake for putting the ball in the basket and kind of breaking the ice for us.
Congratulations, Coach.
Big job. Congratulations.
Lobo head coach Eric Olin, our guest here post-game courtside in the legendary pit. We're going to be joined by the fabulous freshman Jake Hall here in just a moment as he gets himself settled in, taking some photos with the youngsters here on Bob King Court. So cool to have Jake join us here in the pit. And my goodness, he continues to do things that have only been done very occasionally in the history of the program. He now has twice had back-to-back 20-point games. Jake Hall joins us. Young man, terrific performance. Congratulations. You are already the guy with the most 20-point games as a freshman in Lobo history, and it's the second time you've gone back-to-back. Coach Olin said that they expected some drop coverage, and so you thought there might be some open jump shots for you here?
Yeah, for sure. Just coming into the game, being aggressive, coming off 2 good games, just wanted to keep being myself and, put our team in the best position to win.
You looked really comfortable, especially in the beginning of the game, getting your shot off, whether it was just catch and shoot or we talk about that little up and under, right?
Yeah.
Maybe see some highlights here of your head fake and knocking it down.
You're starting to get that nickname of Shot Fake Jake. Have you heard that before?
Nah, I have not.
Well, you know what? You almost played a perfect game. Coach talked about how you missed that one free throw.
Yeah. I knew you'd say something about that.
But you know what? I thought you guys played a fabulous game on the defensive end. I mean, you held them to 31 points in the second half. Talk a little bit about what Coach told you at halftime coming into the second half.
Yeah, just keep doing what we're doing and just stick to our fundamentals, stick to, what we've been doing all year and what they really instilled at us at the beginning of the year, just our principles. And we know our defense would match up well with this team. And, we knew they were going to hit tough shots, but just on to the next. Those tough step backs and stuff, they're not going to beat us. So, we're going to live with those, and, it showed.
Did you feed off the crowd a little bit? Did the crowd help?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
always does.
Pitt's great.
Coach mentioned that he feels like your defense has really started to improve here as Mountain West play has started. What have you been working on, and how has that been happening?
Yeah, I think it's just a change of mindset. It's a lot different from coming from high school. No experience, just didn't really know what it took on the defensive end and on the glass. So I think just kind of switching that mindset coming into conference play, and I can't just be an offensive player. I got to be a defense player to get where I want to get to.
Well, congratulations, young man. Another outstanding performance, and the Lobos continue to control the pit. 21 straight in this building. How proud of that are you guys?
Man, it's awesome. Keep it going. Let's get to 30.
Thanks a lot, Jake.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Jake Hall, Lobo freshman, post-game in the pit. What a performance for Hall here tonight, Hunter. That is a composed, collected, and very competent young man in every way. I just feel like that's somebody that the Lobo fans are going to, if they get a chance to, love for 2, 3, who knows, maybe even 4 years here in the pit.
He's taking it all in. He's learning, and he's having fun. I mean, you could just tell, his energy, his smile. He's just the moxie he has as a freshman. It blows me away.
So the Lobos have now won 21 in a row here on Bob King Court. And this program, which is the only one in the calendar year of 2025 that didn't lose at home, either in men's basketball or in football, that's pretty amazing. Here are the final numbers. What do you see there, Hunter, other than maybe a few free throws the Lobos left on the table? Pretty darn good, right?
Yeah, I mean, they won on the boards, but they lost a turnover battle. They gave it up 2 more times in GCU. But I think this game was won on the defensive end, and the Lobos shot lights out in the second half.
Indeed they did, and though they had 2 more turnovers than GCU, they still outscored them in points off those turnovers by 8, 13-5. New Mexico is fabulous at turning defense into offense. So the Lobos will travel to San Diego State on Saturday. Looking forward to that one, partner. A huge one against the pillar of the conference, the San Diego State Aztecs. Cannot wait to see what's coming up here for the Lobos. Should be nice final trip to Viejas with the Aztecs, a member of the Mountain West Conference, before they depart for the Pac Whatever to get a win in America's finest city.
I like that. Pac Whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good riddance.
We'll see how many they have left. Okay, that'll do it for us. For my broadcast partner, Hunter Green, our director, Chase Bridgerton, the fabulous Lobo TV crew, I'm Robert Portnoy. New Mexico was up by 10, midpoint of the second half. A couple of technical fouls, and then they went crazy. Lobos win it by 23 in the pit.
So New Mexico scores 21 points off of 3 free throws. Jake Hall scores 22, the leading scorer, as New Mexico wins by a comfortable 23 points, 87-64. It was 35-33 right before halftime, before the Lobos scored that clutch 3-pointer right before the buzzer at halftime. Then Grand Canyon had the double technical, they had the ejection, and the wheels really fell off. New Mexico capitalized on that momentum, stayed in 3rd place after the victory tonight. Grand Canyon stayed in 5th place, so the standings stayed the same. But again, it's the top 4 who get the first round buys in the conference tournament for a chance for the Mountain West auto bid. San Diego State, Utah State, pretty good, and also Grand Canyon, all in pretty good, Utah State, San Diego State, and New Mexico from the Matrix. They are all in pretty good shape for potentially in at-large bids should they not win the conference tournament in the auto bid. And New Mexico gets an even better position, I should say, just like Nevada, who we saw beat Wyoming in their last stream. As this will be a pretty good conference race. Grand Canyon shouldn't worry about their performance tonight. They did get a couple of turnovers, had some pretty good free throw percentages. They made their shots. It's just the wheels fell off after the ejection. And maybe a first-round game, I mean, as we've seen with the college football playoff, maybe a first-round game isn't too bad. They get to play Air Force if the standings in the season ended today, who is winless. They're also currently losing to San Jose State. One of those teams will get their first conference win tonight. Looks like it'll be the Spartans over Air Force. And maybe Grand Canyon can build some momentum as a 5 seed, as they could potentially make a run and get Nevada in the second round and try themselves for a Mountain West championship. But other than that, thanks for tuning in to this stream, and I will catch you later. Probably later this week for the San Jose State and Colorado State game. We'll see about that. But it's been a great one. Appreciate you for tuning in, and have a